Okay, man.
Playoffs.
We're going to the playoffs and your predictions because I think you did a lot of looking into the
Yeah, man.
scenarios of what's going on. So let's just start with the Eastern Conference. Who do you think is coming on top there?
All right.
Who,
So let's go to the East. All right. Let's assume Charlotte and Washington come out of those play-in tournament games, right? So then you'd have Philly and Charlotte up first in the first round. I got Philly winning that in five. Charlotte might steal a game, being exciting and whatnot. LaMelo might pull one out the hat. Then you got the Knicks and the Hawks. That's a six-game series going to the Knicks. Julius Randle's too much. They got nobody to really shut him down. Milwaukee, Miami. I got Milwaukee winning that in six. I think that Giannis he's got something to prove. Um, Unfortunately for Miami, they don't have Oladipo. That might have been enough to put them over the edge again, but unfortunately, I think Milwaukee's going to take that. And then you got Brooklyn and Washington, which I think will be the most underrated series of the playoffs, and I think that's going to go seven, just because watching Westbrook go up against his old teammates with Bradley Beal, that's going to be some fireworks right there. I reckon that'll go seven with Brooklyn winning that in seven. So then you end up with Philly and New York in the second round. I got Philly winning that in six. I just don't think New York has enough to slow down Embiid. Julius Randle will pull a couple out the hat, and Derrick Rose. But at the end of the day, Philly going to take that in six. And then Milwaukee and Brooklyn, I got Milwaukee winning that in six. Milwaukee won the. People might say, "Oh, really, Brooklyn?" Milwaukee handled them in the season series. Brooklyn they are an excellent. They're an offensive juggernaut. Unfortunately, Milwaukee are a defensive team, and I'll hang my hat on defense every time. Defense wins championships, and I got Giannis just monstering folks. Nobody's going to stop him in the key. He's going to be dunking on KD and whatnot. It'll be great. So that is then you're going to end up with Philly and Milwaukee in the Eastern Conference Finals, and I got Philly winning that in seven.
I like that. I like that. I like that you've got Philadelphia and Milwaukee there because these are two teams that have been together for quite a while now. They've kept
Yep.
their core, and I think that's what you need to be experienced team, especially teams like those teams. Because if you think about, I remember when I was a Miami Heat fan, because I was a Dwayne Wade fan, and so I followed Miami Heat before the Big Three came. But when the Big Three came, they promised all those championships when LeBron did that. And they did that. Yeah, that's right. And what happened that first year? What happened that first year? See, they lost to the Mavs.
Dallas. Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Because I think teams need 1 year to gel. Need to have their chemistry built.
Absolutely right.
It's really hard to put a team together and then win the first year.
The first year.
It's really hard. It's really
That's
hard
right.
to do that.
Boston.
So
Did Boston? No, they were the one off. Did they win in their first year? Or they won in the second year as well when they put the big three together. I thought, shit, I can't remember, but I know what you mean. You got to have that year. When you had LeBron come to LA, took a year, but then you had him and AD together last year, and they made it work. Yeah, you got to have that year. Brooklyn, I just think Karma's going to get him in the ass, and you can't buy a chip. There's a lot of people
yeah.
out there that might say I'm just talking shit, but hey, it is what it is, man. I just you got a whole bunch of weirdos on one team.
Well, again, that's a team that got put together real fast,
Yeah,
real
man.
quick. I mean, probably half the season, they've finally got their team. They've got their role players. But that's also a team that lacks defensively. I
Yep,
think.
they don't play defense.
No.
I mean, it's funny you hear some of these sports guys. They might have a game where they keep somebody down to like 105 points. Like, oh, they finally figured it out. That's it, game over. Oh, they're playing defense. I'm like, come on, man, really? One game? Bullshit, dude. Defense wins championships. I truly believe. Even the Warriors teams that won all they won that was it 3 out of 4 um, years. They had one of the top defenses in the league as well. A lot of people talk about Splash Brothers, Splash Brothers, Splash Brothers. Yeah, man, but they played defense. They had a badass D. Lakers teams of the past had great defenses. The Pistons teams of the past had great defenses. You can't put a team together and just win it based solely on buckets. Who knows? You might get lucky and do it once or twice, but It's nah. I don't buy into it. Um,
Okay,
now we
do I have to go to the west? Do I have to go to the west? Because I
oh
think I know who got to come out of the west. I
we
think
got
I
to go to
know.
the west, man. We got to go to the west.
I can guess who got to come out of the west.
So
Okay,
so so
okay.
we'll get there. So we'll just assume that Golden State ends up in the eighth seed. And Lakers. This is my assumption. The Lakers win the seventh seed. So first up, you got Utah and Golden State. I think Golden State, they just don't have the depth to handle the 3 point barrage that Utah is going to come with. They're a bit bigger than Golden State, and it's going to be Steph on his own. I reckon Steph on his own can win 2 games, so that's going to be Utah in 6. I got Clippers in Dallas in the second round. That is going to go 7-game series, I reckon, just as close as it was last year. Unfortunately, I think Clippers will still win. Then you got Denver and Portland. I'm sorry, as much as I'd like to see it, and I do, and I hope you guys do win it, but I think Denver's going to pull that out in 7. Joker's going to do his thing. And then, of course, we got Phoenix and my Lakes, and that's Lakers in 5s. So in the second round, they just can't handle it. They can't handle AD and Braun. Look, Booker, not even going to get into it. Phoenix can't handle us. That'll be Lakers in 5. Second round, we're going to have Utah and the Clippers. Um, Again, I think Utah Clippers second round. They just don't go past the second round. The second round champs. That's all they do. They can win divisions. They can get to second round, and then they just throw it in. They're like, nah, yeah, we made it here. They might even go up 2-0 in this series and then lose 4 straight. But it's going to be Utah in 6. They're going to win that 4-2. They're going to do a usual Clipper choke job. And then you got Denver and my Lakes. And again, it's going to be Lakers in 5. So that'll set up with the Utah Jazz and my Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. And again, they just don't have Gobert can't stop AD. You got Drummond running next to him. Look, by that time, we're in the third round. He's just running it. Everybody's ticking along, and that's going to be Lakers in 5. So that'll set up. That'll set up. Actually, the way I've got it written here is it actually don't matter who we play. And in the great words of O'Shea Jackson Jr., which is Ice Cube's son, it's going to be Lakers in 5. And unfortunately, it's just going to be Lakers in Philly. And it is what it is. And yeah, no, that's look. I'm a homer, so of course I'm going to say Lakers all the way. But again, I said it earlier. The Lakers' biggest enemy and the biggest competition in the playoff run will be the Lakers themselves, and it's going to be staying healthy. And I truly believe that the Lakers stay healthy, we'll win it back to back. If somebody gets hurt along the way, then yeah, no, who knows? Now let's flip it around. Someone gets hurt, or we lose somewhere along the way. I don't think Utah has what it takes to win it. I don't think the Clippers have what it takes to win it. I actually think it's going to go to the East, and I think Philly's probably going to win it. It'll be Philly or Milwaukee. Unfortunately, because I just don't see anybody out from the West. I look at it again. The only team out the West that can make serious noise against an East team, and this is only if the chips fall right, and I'm not saying this because you're on here, is probably Portland, or like a massive upset with like a Golden State where Steph just goes nuts and just drags that team all the way through. But look, that's just me saying. I think if we don't win it, it's going to be an East team, and it'll probably be Philly or Milwaukee.